Will it be a curse or a English desk bless?
We'll see in the game. Both these teams have a composition that has solid win conditions, right? But I think for Team Falcons, they have a bit more of an advantage when it comes to ease of execution.
It's tricky, it's challenging, and it's the final hurdle for both of these teams. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you into the Land of Dawn for the next match between the Indonesian representative Geek Fam and the Saudi Arabian representative Team Falcons, as they're looking to stay in the tournament, looking to get another point to make it into the playoffs of MPLI 2023.
So this is the question I've been asking, right? With the change on the door, you deal a little bit more damage, but you are very easy to stop now. With any sort of CC, that dash can be stopped. Do you want to utilize the Joy more in the XP instead to bring the Vengeance to give you a bit more survivability? Thing is, when you're up against a bully laner like Terizla, you're going to have to respect that a bit more early game. Meanwhile, Beloy doing a good job at getting Chidera some lane priority already. Very early on against some good matchup against that carry, the Wanwan.
That lasted for a minute. Hulk already taken super low. You can even see the disparity in the positions coming in that EXP lane. And I would say that Falcons actually had Wanwan as their winning lane that they could actually utilize as their winning condition. But Beloyski is going to say otherwise. With a Franco, Wanwan versus a carry and an Angela, who has the upper hand in a 2v2?
It really depends if the Franco can actually connect on that Iron Hook, because if he lands just one, it should be enough for the Wanwan to go for an all-in with that Inspire. Meanwhile, if it doesn't connect, Falcons will be in a whole world of trouble. Meanwhile, Niall here, trying to go for an invade, gets chunked to half HP. It is a Fredrin, however, can go for the regen and then sustain back up as well with that passive.
You can see now that both of these teams are rotating around, opening up vision, looking for the next neutral objective take. Luke has yet to reach that level 4. He should be able to get it maybe after the clear, but meanwhile...
In the mid lane, it's a pick-off. First blood over to Leo. Beloyski. Well, I was like, okay, a boy getting picked off there, quite weird. But then I saw the name, it's Beloyski. Early on, we like to see that happen for Beloy. Is another Iron Hook, though, connecting onto Luke, bringing it back from the penalty zone. Will be used up by Luke to lock Maro down. Even Hulk committing down the Vengeance, going back in with electrifying beats as Luke is now pinned down against 2 members, but he wins it out and picks up a double kill in the back. Now with Team Falcons and Leo still hovering over the turtle, it's Geek Fam 4v1. Leo should be zoned away from this and he should not be able to contest. Geek Fam, Snile picks up the Appraiser's Wrath and he doesn't use the Retribution for the turtle. He goes straight for the purple buff to invade very early on.
Doesn't look like Leo has much to say about this next engage, seeing as that it's already been actually picked up here by Niall. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Geek Fam with that play coming from Luke, that double kill. That was a huge move by Geek, giving them a 1k gold lead.
A solid start to the first runners-up of MPL Indonesia. Getting a good turtle in, some neutral objective control, and pressure down below in the winning lane, winning matchup for the team.
How are you feeling about this gold lane right now? Chidera looks like he's actually leading.
Yeah.
That's exactly not what Falcons was perhaps expecting here.
Definitely not what they were expecting for Locktrick in this gold lane. They were expecting the Wanwan to have a bit more pressure, but this is kind of what you can expect when you have an Angela constantly giving you HP, also putting some damage down in the early game. And notice as well, it's an Impure Rage, so he'll be able to actually dish out quite a bit of damage, but also stay sustainable enough with the mana, as long as he hits these skills in that lane. So as long as he stays in that lane for a while, he'll be able to facilitate Chidera's farming very easily.
Do you want to go for this, Niall? Alright, they're just posturing at the moment, but you can even see that Luke actually opted to go for the Radiant Armor here to have more pressure in that 1v1 lane. If the Joy decides to go in for the far lane push, Maro!
A beautiful Iron Hook from Maro. Blind into the bush, finds Beloyski, the Angela. And that's a free pick off for now. Maro, though, has to be careful. There's a big chunk of damage from Luke, and it seems like both the side laners will be swapping it out very early on in the game. Still with the gold minions, it doesn't matter. Iron Hook connecting as a shield unity was able to facilitate a good hook. The hard guard comes in as well, but the crossbow attack will be popped in with an Inspire. Luke's still able to survive, but now it's going to be translated over to the back line where Niall is able to pop in that Appraiser's Wrath. Not enough damage, however, to connect onto the rest of Team Falcons, and Falcons will just be able to walk out with a solid win. Now walking back in front, now the back line going to be targeted down, and a penalty zone by Goodnight is used up to try to zone Geek Fam away. Meanwhile, Chidera in the bottom lane just goes for the turret, goes for the trade. Geek Fam's Niall versus Leo. The Iron Hook not connecting Niall. Looking for Retribution, but look at Hulk jumping in. A boy forced to flicker out. Retri battle with Niall. It's a good bloody hunt by Maro to facilitate a free turtle Retri for Leo. And Niall now is forced back. Pops in Appraiser's Wrath defensively, and Geek Fam will choose to disengage.
The Falcons, they're not going down without a fight, and we completely forgot to mention Maro on his signature hero, the Franco. The Franco, the hero that he was so known for back in M4, the hero that put his name in everyone's mind, and there you go.
Maro's clean with it, gets Goodnight, a good kill, but not for now. Beloy's able to sustain very, very well. But they've gone enough pressure for Lawtrick to just go for the free hits onto this turret. Heck, Chidera might be in trouble right now. The weakness point should be taken away. Goodnight picks up a kill with a stolen feathered airstrike with an IMU. And Leo zones Chidera and a boy away. Hulk looking for the flank. Chidera dashing into the base, but look at the electrifying beats and the vengeance. Taking Chidera out of the play. Team Falcons gets a massive win down below.
This entire situation that Falcons had built up towards, that we're seeing right now, was cascaded by that hook earlier on by Maro, and now Luke is not having a good time.
It's a bloody hunt to lock Luke down, and Lawtrick won't even commit a crossbow of tank. He doesn't need to. Just backs away. Meanwhile, Niall in the bottom lane trying to chase Hulk down. Dashing forward, getting a good hit, but it's not enough to take the joy.
2-0 trade in for the Falcons, and now they're actually leading in economy. 1.6 to their name, and the pressure is building. There were several moments when they went in for team fights, but Luke actually opted to go for side lane pressure instead. So I don't know if there's going to be an adjustment to his playstyle, or that's exactly the idea that they're going for. They're trying to wait for that late game, perhaps, to wait for a boy and Chidera to eventually dish out the damage that they were meant to deal. Maro, so annoying.
I think annoying is an understatement at this point, but look at Lawtrick. If Franco is annoying, the 1-1 is, what's the word for more annoying? But he is. With just the split push pressure. That's the thing about 1-1, right? The team can go for a fight! Maro! What the heck? An Iron Hook connecting onto the best possible target. He finds a boy, and Hook now is going to be caught. He's still able to evade despite the penalty zone connecting. And Falcons still come out on top. They take a tier 2 up top for free, and Goodnight gets out. Chidera though with a flicker forward as well. Gets a good shutdown there. A good meltdown, I would say, aside, except not the shutdown.
And all the while, Lawtrick was just busy getting that tower in that top side, pushing it in favor of Falcons. It's going to be instantly traded back with his mid-side turret from Geek Fam. But ultimately, Falcons still hold on to their dominance in the first 8 minutes of the game. We can already feel that Chidera is dealing the damage. You can see that Purity has the golden staff as well, so a little bit more attack speed on his side. And finally, it's starting to show. Is it enough though? Is it... Can they push through? Maro has just been so impeccable on the hooks.
That's another airstrike, and that's enough damage. Wow. They took down Leo, melted him so fast. I guess that's the W for them in the mid game, right? Once they get that their item power spikes, a boy and Chidera, they're online, they're active now. They're starting to really melt down even the tankiest of frontliners, Leo, that fast.
And that's why I do believe that Maro is going to be that X factor before they even commit onto the team fight. Without any purifies on the side of Geek, that's definitely something that they can go for. And there you go, Maro!
Another bloody hunt secures a kill, and Lawtrick is the one who picks up a killing spree. Not the target you want to be giving the kills away to. Team Falcon still holding on to the gold lead despite it being already a bit lower than it was before. As long as Lawtrick is able to keep this lead, it should still be Team Falcons who are able to walk out On top of these skirmishes, Maro again with an iron hook, baiting and bringing Luke back to the team. The penalty zone was used up a little bit in panic, and he was only able to find one. Not enough at all. And with Luke being that low, Falcons will just go straight for the Lord right now, super fast. Maro, though, gonna be tied up. Flickers out of the Feather Airstrike. It's a big resource burned out for Geek Fam.
And it's so unfortunate, but wait a minute, Maro goes in again. Niall!
Leaves the retribution, Bloody Hunt locks him down, and the crossbow tank there was ready. Lotrick decides to hold it back, and it's a mega kill. 3,000 gold lead for the first runner-up of MPL, Mina.
The instant shift in economy. Earlier on, we mentioned from that 1.8, it turned to a 1.4, but Falcons are saying, no, all right, you want more? We'll give you more. Let's give you a 4K gold deficit. And we're seeing the disparity between the players from both of the teams. The carry, already with the Corrosion Scythe and the Golden Staff, is still waiting on that third item, being that DHS. If and only if they're able to get that momentum down, then the damage should be enough to shred down. But the problem is, if Maro makes it a 4v5, without a boy, without Chidera, that's when the team fights start to go in favor of Falcons, who are now sitting at 5K.
In case you guys forgot, people watching back at home, the audience, if Geek Fam lose here, they'll be knocked out. And again, it's Maro with an iron hook. This time to the frontliner. Hook diving deep. A boy forces a flick around. Hook chasing. And he finds a boy in the base. Now with the taunt, locking Maro down. Lotrick able to get the crossbow tank ready on the Nile right now, but the hard guard is not in time. 3 for 0. 3 for 1. Just Hulk. What are the XP lane? What are the members? A cannon minion. Gonna be used up by Team Falcons. Not enough to end the game. But Falcons have cracked Geek Fam's base wide open.
Completely. In the top side, all it takes for is just a little push. Another forced error. Another amazing iron hook coming out from Maro. And that is why I was questioning why Geek Fam didn't opt for a little bit more Purify. Sure, a boy has a little bit more damage maneuverability, especially that's the common combo that we like to see, right? Feather Airstrike and the Flicker gives it a little bit of more defense in sticky scenarios, but this is Maro's Franco we're talking about. This is a... There you go again! Maro!
An iron hook, a Bloody Hunt as well. The crossbow tag! Lotrick! Now translating over to Chidera. Luke goes in for the penalty zone, but Lotrick's a bit too mobile.
Maro!
With another iron hook! And good night finds a penalty zone on the 3. Plays after plays, Team Falcons. The name and another! Maro is a monster!
This is what we were talking about all the way from the early game. We completely forgot to hype this train. Maro on the Franco is a Franco that everyone has respected on the international scene. We saw it at M4. We're seeing it now. There's a reason why he was flown last minute here all the way to Indonesia from wherever he was, right? That's the reason. That's what we're seeing. The momentum that has been built by Falcons on the back of beautiful, beautiful pickoffs and opportunities from that iron hook.
The last time I saw an individual display of Franco prowess was also from a team with a very similar name, and it was a roamer as well. It was Team Falcon at M4 with Naomi. Now it's Team Falcons with Maro on the Franco.
Man, like you would expect that Geek Fam are ready to go. Oh no, Maro's coming.
The conceal play into the back, doesn't find the iron hook this time and gets caught instead. Hulk jumping back into the back line with a vengeance as well. A boy and Chidera still able to kite away, but the crossbow tang will be translated over. 2 of the main frontliners have been taken out. Lotrick still chasing. Q Unity onto the back as well. Not enough to take anyone down. Chidera now jumping out of the penalty zone, flickering out to safety. No many ways for Team Falcons for now, but they're looking for the Lord instead. They're not going to try to bank on the end.
A boy and a Chidera, those are the only players from the side of Geek Fam ID that are left. They have the damage, but they don't have the utility nor the sustain enough to be able to try and go for a contest over this. They're gonna let it go. They're gonna go for the defense instead. But Chidera, 1v1, Hulk? All right, it's fine. He gets out. That nearly was a disaster for Geek Fam if they had to lose Chidera in the final moments before the Lord actually spawns for Team Falcons.
Usually on a Franco, you'd expect to find a moment. He's been finding all the moments. Every single Iron Hook, well, maybe not every single one, not the last one, but most of the Iron Hooks have basically given Team Falcons an advantage. With a lockdown on top of a 1-1. We mentioned the combo earlier today. It was a Divine Judgment 1-1. But it wasn't as effective as it is here by Team Falcons.
7,300 gold lead already for Team Falcons. You can even see that Lotric sitting at an 804 KDA, by the way, has already secured that. Oh no, Morrow!
Another Iron Hook and a bloody hunt. It's a 4-man penalty zone by Luke, but it's not going to be enough right now as Lotric just jumps into the bag and help from Good Night. It's a winner truncheon as well. Geek fam, the first runner-up of Mpl Indonesia, have been bullied all the way. They've been knocked out of MPLI 2023 by Team Falcons.